See what I did there? He started 10 Super Bowls. This dude's starting his very first game. Guys starting their first game in the NFL against Tom are 0-7. Purdy doesn't have anybody. He'll take that. Listen, this guy's played a ton of football at Iowa State. He started 46 games. He knows how to play. They're up 14-zip. Niners, 3rd and 5 from the Bucs 27. Another big spot for the quarterback. Throw it up there to Christian McCaffrey. It's good to have good people around you. Surround yourself with good people, kids. 49ers lead 21-zip. Purdy's father's there. He's like, this is not Jack Trice Stadium. Big leagues, and my kid's good. Debo Samuel gets a carry here, tackled, fumbles. Samuel would stay on the ground. Yeah, you see that. That's not nice. Left leg bent awkwardly. They say it's an ankle. He looks like he's holding the knee there. They're going to look at this. They say high ankle sprain. That's usually maybe a month, but they'll know more on Monday. Bucs coming back, 4th and 1. Brady tries to get it to Mike Evans. It's incomplete. Turnover on downs. 49ers, what do you got? Purdy dropping back, fires it up. Brandon Ayuk is there. This is right after he had thrown a pick that got wiped out by a penalty. He was 14 of 18, 2 touchdowns, 185 yards in the first half. He was so good they had to throw it all 3 times in the second half. Here's Brady stepping up in the pocket, throwing. That's the wrong dude, man. To Sean Gibson, intercepts it. 49ers get the ball in a short field. Brady and the Bucs in this game were just awful. It's easy. You don't have to go too deep into that one. McCaffrey, here he comes, busting through. 119 rushing yards, 38 right here. Good addition from him, right? It's like he and Carolina are both thriving without each other. Rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, and 35-0. Brady throwing again. Nice play there by Drake Greenlaw. Tips it. Yeah, hide the tablets.
No one is
not
safe.
Happy. Hey, Purdy won. He gets to talk to Jeff Darlington.
How did this outcome ultimately match your expectations maybe when you were thinking about this game going to sleep last night?
Man, I just want to go in the game, do what I was asked of, make plays when I needed to. But, yeah, all the studying, the preparation going into it, and then having that kind of performance by our team definitely was worth it. So I'm very thankful for how everything turned out.
Played bad in all phases. We coached bad. We got out coached. Credit to Kyle and his guys. They did a great job. We got our ass kicked on offense. We got our ass kicked on defense.
You know, look, that's with NFL. You play a really tough game. You play a tough team on the road. They're physical. They're tough. They kicked our ass. It's just the reality. And every time you take the field, you have the opportunity to get your ass kicked or to kick ass. And you know, obviously we're on the wrong end of it today.
So we'll excuse Tom because it's late night and we're on cable. Tim Hassellbeck, last week you made the point that Purdy clearly was preparing the right way, regardless of where he was on the depth chart. What was good in your quarterback eyes today with the kid?
I thought there was a lot to like, and it was clear that the Niners trusted him. Look, I think the most important thing is when you watch him play, he's so decisive, so he clearly knows the plan. He's prepared as if he was going to get an opportunity to play. And then I think there have been things that showed up where you say, all right, he really gets it. Here's a good example. They call a man beater. They're trying to set picks here. Well, Tampa Bay zones it off. Well, there's good awareness there not to end up forcing it, get drawn into it, takes off runs, obviously creates a good play. And then the athleticism on kind of off-schedule plays. A boot play, you get an athletic edge player in your face, the ability to move and climb in the pocket. And then knowing where your protection issues are. Tackle has to squeeze it down, which means you're going to lose to the outside rusher. Gets the ball to Debo Samuel, allows for big play down the field. And then here's another really good one. Because McCaffrey's the widest guy, a lot of times corners try to midline it, not thinking you're going to throw an outside route to a running back. He has a wide enough scope of vision that he sees it, takes advantage of it. I mean, he's playing like a guy, you said it, John, that's played a lot of football. He did play a ton of football in college. He is an experienced passer, if you will. But to do it at this level, looking like you've done it before, has been really impressive.
How about their quarterback coach, Brian Greasy? Good work by him as well.
Hey.
On the other side of things, we don't want to bury Tom and the Bucs and all this, but they looked terrible here. And they were terrible for 55 minutes except for 2 drives against the Saints that they sort of handed them. What do you see there that's not working?
There's just a massive disconnect, I think, with Brady and his receivers. And I think with some of them you can say, all right, maybe he hasn't had a lot of work with this tight end or whatever it may be. But you're seeing it with Mike Evans. You're seeing it with Chris Godwin. And that's surprising. I mean, Mike Evans a few times today was able to get free, and Tom just wasn't able to hit him. And so, for whatever the reason, whether it's, just kind of the inability to be on the same page, read the receiver's body language, or the receivers expecting the football to be somewhere else, there just has been a disconnect. You would think that they would have been able to work through it because of the caliber of players we're talking about. It just hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened, and it certainly pains me. And don't forget, it's Christmas, and Tom smells like a Yankee candle. We are going to reconnect you right now with Nicole.
Thank you. What's that saying about March? It comes in like a lion, out like a lamb?
Or vice versa.
Vice versa. Okay, so that's what the Lions are trying to do to this season. Did not get off to a very good start. Don't sleep on them now, though. Vikings, Lions. Early first quarter, no score. Jared Goff going to find Jameson Williams, who is just a one-man party. There is no one within 10 yards. First career reception is a 41-yard touchdown. Remember, the Lions traded up to get him in the draft. What does he do with the ball? He gives it to Dad. It's 7-0 Lions. 7 minutes to go in the second. We're tied now at 7. It's Goff this time chucking it to DJ Chark. Touchdown. Lions out 14-7. Next Vikings possession. First and goal from the 3. Dalvin Cook. Where are you? Dalvin Cook, the man with the ball. Except for no, he doesn't have it. Fumbles. Picked up by Kirby Joseph. Lions defense holds there. It's 14-7 at the break. 11 to go in the third. Lions 4th and 7. Punting from their own 21. Punting, right? No! Fake. CJ Moore. 42 yards and a first down. Let's keep this going, shall we? It leads to this. First and goal. Now they're at the 5. Goff going to head Josh Reynolds over the middle. Touchdown. 21-7 Lions over the Vikings. The Vikings did get this is like a typical game for Justin Jefferson. Yes, it is a record, the new single game record, because he had 11 catches and 223 yards. But this is the kind of performance we begin to expect from him on a weekly basis. Jefferson is great. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Lions still leading, 31-23. 3rd and 7 from the Vikings 41. Goff to Penei Sewell. By the way, it's a lineman making the catch, right? We've not seen that this NFL season. That is the first. Lions win 34-23. They started the season 1-6. They've now won 5 of their last 6. This is also a team, Tim, that scored 25 points in 5 straight games, which is something that has not happened since decades before you or I were alive here. So here's the remaining schedule. They have the Jets, they have the Panthers, they have the Bears, and they have the Packers. So when this season is done, what is that team's record?
Listen, I think there's a very real chance, Nicole, that they have 10 wins, which is incredible. Now, obviously, the games the next 2 weeks, look a little bit differently in that game against Chicago, and who knows what that game against Green Bay will look like at the end of the season. But this is a football team that I think has taken on the identity of its head coach in terms of this tough and grittiness and competitiveness. And, I think in some ways, because there have been guys that have been cast-offs, Jared Goff being one of them, there's a chip on their shoulder that they've embraced. And so, look, when you look at some of their losses, their one-score losses against, teams earlier in the season, look, have they had the toughest schedule? No. Do they have the toughest upcoming schedule? No. But there is something about them, almost a recklessness. You think about that fake punt, up 7 in your own end, on a long 4th down play, or a 3rd and 7, you're throwing the football, to a 340-pound offensive lineman. There are things that they do, kind of a risk-taking, a recklessness, if you will, that I think ends up making them dangerous. And they could have a double-digit win season, which would be remarkable.
It's like a nothing to lose mentality. But if you said at the beginning of the season when they were 1-6, they were going to have 10-win season, you would have been absolutely lying. Look, you, sir, you've been doing a lot of TV. We need to give you a break before you have your date with Scott coming up, top of the hour. So just loosen the tie, sit back, relax. New on SportsCenter right now, this West Coast portion of the program has not been kind to the Dolphins offense. What is wrong? Well, their head coach has a few thoughts on that.
Yeah, this is hard to take. There's a lot of investment, and it's not good enough. I thought the defense played well enough for us to win. There's stuff we can clean up, for sure. But there's a multitude of things. It's easy to point fingers one way or another, but what I'll challenge the team, and I'll is to do exactly as I'm going to do, which is you're just accountable and look at everything you can do better. It's not to our standard. It's extremely disappointing. Credit does go to the Chargers. They executed a great game plan and really out physicaled us, I thought. And so that it's, football's a humbling game, and that these are the things that you have to learn as a team. Unfortunately, we had to learn it the hard way. So that's not, for what we want to do with this team, that's not going to get us there. Need a better performance, and it needs to start, or it will start with me, because that's not. Bottom line is we have a fully committed team, and we haven't, like you said, really executed to our standard